Hi, everybody. Welcome to Max with Kride. And today I'm going to demonstrate a formula I've been using on the melodic minor scale to work it and get it involved in my jazz lines. Um, I really haven't focused on this. So I took a lesson from a pro up in Portland last week, and she asked, had I worked on the melodic minor scale? And I said, not really. I knew how to run it up and down, but I never really tried to use it with a variety of patterns. So I have a formula that I'm using on my melodic minor scales. I'm doing C melodic minor on flute and A melodic minor on alto. But what I do first of all is play the scale full range, and this is just the ascending version of the melodic minor. And why am I practicing this? Because by doing the different modes within the melodic minor, I'm practicing a Lydian dominant scale, a melodic minor scale, and also a altered scale. So here's the all right, we had a problem there with the video with the stream. Anyway, this is the melodic minor scale and the modes, and the idea is I'm practicing not just the melodic minor scale, but I'm also getting a handle on the Lydian dominant scale, which is a handy scale to use on 5/7s, and also the altered scale, which is a great scale to use on flat 9 chords and other 5/7s. So here's the melodic minor scale on C, just full range. And actually, I always have a metronome going. I'm using online metronome online, which is wonderful. So we'll put that around. We'll put this around 69. So here's full range again. All right, the next thing that you do is you do just straight scales using the different modes. So I'm going to go root to root, second to second, third to third. And this will be going through all the modes of the melodic minor. Starting on 1, 2, 3. So you get the idea. I practice that. I try and get it faster. And I'm thinking to myself what the scale is. So melodic minor scale. I have these all written down. The second scale is a Dorian with a flat 9. Third scale is a major scale with a sharp 5. And then a Lydian dominant scales on the 4th degree, and Mixolydian mode with a flat 13s on the 5th degree. So these are cool scales. I mean, these are things I really haven't worked on before. All right, next thing as part of this program is the arpeggios within the melodic minor. And once again, I'm just demonstrating what I'm working on. I'm going to try and get these faster, try and keep them clean. try and work on the ranges of the instrument. For me, the high range is the hardest part, so that's where I spend most of my time. But here's the arpeggios within the melodic minor scale. That's a cool sound. Minor with a natural seven. And also, I'm not reading these, obviously, because when I'm improvising, I'm not going to be reading any kind of music. So there's no point in reading these off a sheet and then trying to memorize it that way. I'd much rather hear it, think it, and then play it. That's why I'm not using any music. I'll start back on G, which is the 5th degree of the melodic minor in C. And I do the same routine on sax, on alto sax, but I'm doing it on A minor, which is the same sound as this, but obviously different fingerings and different scales. All right, so I do that up and down in the arpeggios. The next thing is intervals. So here's the scale, full range in thirds. Obviously, that needs some work. I wanted to get to fourths because this is a really cool sound, and I was surprised. I worked a lot on alto with the A minor in fourths melodic minor, and I actually used it last night in a solo. I was playing Wine Light, which just sits on an A minor chord the way we do it as far as the solo section. And I play my normal stuff, you know, the blues scale and the minor pentatonic and going in and out and some rhythm sequences. But then I threw a lick in fourths in, and it was because I've been working on it for the last couple of weeks in the melodic minor. So here's the sound of fourths with that scale. I think it's cool. Once again, I'm practicing. So you get that tritone right at the top of the scale. I think that's cool. And then the next step in this process is practice in fifths. I have to do this slow. So So you get the idea. That's the fifths now. One and sixth and sevenths are part of this too. So six is interesting. It's kind of the mysterioso sound from the monk tune. It's hard. It's really hard, but I think it's valuable as far as putting ideas in my head that I can use to improvise with. I'm not going to do sevenths because that's miserable. I don't do that very well. The next part of it is doing patterns on that scale. So you can do a 1, 2, 3, 5. I can think about those notes up there. And the same thing for palm keys with most sax players, myself included. The bell keys and the palm keys are the roughest, so that's what takes the most time as far as you practice. So another possible pattern is 1, 3, 5, 3. Now, I don't have the facility with the scale that I want, so I would keep working on this as an exercise, and I would practice this over and over and over and try and speed it up. That's my first goal. But obviously, at some point, I want to use this scale. So the next step is once I've gained more facility with the melodic minor scale, my challenge next thing is to take it and put it to a static one minor chord and just see what I can improvise on that chord with that scale and make up, see what lines I can make up. And then the next step is to put that chord within a chord progression. And so I have to make up my line right off the bat, moving into the chord progression from another chord. So that's the process. But this is cool. The lesson I had with this teacher last week, to me, it felt like the introductory hour to a semester of work on a topic.